They explore the parts of Cornwall that most of us try to avoid. Steep cliffs, deep holes, nothing puts off the Carbis Bay crew, whoever or whatever might need their help.
North Cornwall, a rescue operation's underway. Stranded halfway down a cliff, not a human, but a load of rubbish.
We pretty much do the same skills you would do for rope rescue, but just bring rubbish up instead.
This is the Carbis Bay crew in action.
It's a balance. We don't want to become too much like superheroes.
They're a group of climbers, divers and cavers.
When the sun comes out, we go underground.
They're not a 999 service, but if they can help, they will.
All of a sudden we've become these sort of guardians of Cornwall, doing the things that other people don't want to do.
On a blustery autumn day, Delia Webb's on one of her regular litter picks around Pendeen when she sees something unexpected.
We noticed a huge amount of very large industrial-sized freezers and chairs and bags of rubbish down a really steep 100-foot cliff.
When fly tips are on private land, the council doesn't have to pick it up, but the Carbis Bay crew is happy to help.
They arrived with cars, trucks, abseiling equipment, winches, humans, cake, lots of cake.
And I had a rudimentary plan in my head about what we were facing.
Rope rescue expert Pat Moray takes charge.
3-point anchor,
Yeah.
the rock looks good,
Yeah.
track lines coming up,
Yeah.
tripod where wall is here.
Yeah.
It was basically create safe anchors, create a sort of system that was going to be able to move the material up.
It doesn't take long before lifting starts.
I don't think we'd have got anybody else to do it as quickly, with no fuss, no hassle, no complications on the day. They were brilliant.
Today the group has around 30 members, and between them not many Cornish cliffs, caves and mines lie unexplored.
We've been in mines where you've still got hobnail boot imprints and the wheelbarrow marks going down from the really old mines, so they're well over 100 years old. So people just haven't been down them.
There are dangers, but the crew says it puts safety first.
I've got industrial ropes qualifications, I've trained the fire brigades, I've trained heart paramedics.
Well, that was fantastic.
It's September on the coast near St Just. A walker's day has taken a turn for the worse.
I remember screaming, falling for maybe 2 or 3 seconds, and then I remember stopping and feeling this searing pain.
Andrew Williams is trapped 50 feet down a mine shaft.
It was very dark, it's damp, eerie. It was horrific. I really didn't think that I'd come out of there.
The emergency services are quickly on the scene, but getting Andrew out is going to need the expertise of Cornwall Search and Rescue.
When we arrived, there's already a paramedic and one of the members of the fire service down with the casualty, giving first aid, keeping them warm.
As well as being in the Carbis Bay crew, Talon Bellman is part of Cornwall Search and Rescue as one of their mine rescuers.
Yeah, we're going to have the jigger attached from that firebolt onto that.
Talon was the one that really, when he came in, you could see a whole different sense of command. This was his field of expertise.
He was pulled up by the fire service. It is their manpower and their skills that did that. My job was A, to try and monitor the casualty, but B, to make sure he didn't actually get stuck going up because it was so narrow.
Talon, who was there next to me, guiding me, had to push me this way and that way, and sometimes he was above me, sometimes he was below me.
Eventually, after 6 hours underground, Andrew's out.
I shed many tears when I was down there just from the pain, but I certainly shed a tear of emotion when I saw the sky, and I remember clearly seeing it, the light come as I was going up, coming out of there.
He escapes with a broken pelvis. A week later, Andrew's reunited with some of his rescuers.
I'd just like to say thanks a bunch to Talon and Jim and all the other 50-odd guys who were there who got me out of that cave. When I saw him, that was emotional. He went to shake my hand and I just pulled him towards me and gave him a hug.
On Cornwall's south coast, Huckleberry, a 6-month-old border collie, hasn't been seen for 3 days.
You know, really, really worried. All we could imagine was our little 6-month-old puppy was, you know, out somewhere lost or dead, or he'd fallen in the water, or he was hurt.
Drone operator Mark Thomas is asked to come and have a look by a local dog charity. As the weather closes in, there's a breakthrough.
And then all of a sudden we heard him bark, and we couldn't find him, but the bark was bouncing all the way off the cliff, so we couldn't isolate him in that evening.
The next morning, the Coast Guard arrives to look where the bark was heard.
They found him exactly where Mark had launched the drone. And when he came up, it was just, you know, heart-stopping. You know, it's just he was back and he was okay. However it happened, we were just very fortunate that Mark came out with his drone, and you know, the dog barked, and we were convinced he was there, and then all the help we had from everyone else.
I always have a sense of pride with what we do. Everything we do is always to help people, to help Cornwall. It really does give you a good boost.
And Huckleberry, for one, agrees with that.